Hello, everyone, all the subscribers from Alex's Autism Acceptance channel. A very warm welcome to you tonight on this Thursday Live. This is actually my 100th video on this channel, so I'm very excited about that. I am here with my good friend Peter Bejan.
Hello.
You may remember him from the relationships video, and I appreciate all the positive support we've been getting with that. And I want to thank Peter for coming on because some of this stuff can be pretty hard to talk about. So thank you very much for being able to do this.
For sure.
So tell me a little bit about your general experience with stress and how you manage that.
Well, my general experience with stress is um it's pretty dramatic. I'd say when I get stressed out, I can sometimes have meltdowns
Mm-hmm.
like not too unlike that of a child.
Okay.
Um for real. Um the way I manage that is basically by going to the gym, having managing my aquarium. I have an aquarium with fish in it that I take care of. I exercise. I spend time with friends, like I'm doing now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually at a friend's house right now, so that's how I'd say that's the biggest way I manage stress, and also just looking forward to vacations. Looking forward to time with family and time that isn't associated with sources of stress such as studies and future career plans. Those things stress me out, and I can imagine a lot of people with ASD get stressed out over those same things in my age group.
Yeah, absolutely. I can totally relate to that. Like I know the final month of school gets really brutal really fast.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, and for those of you who don't know, we just got into that. School ends for me on the 16th, and it's the 18th. So we're in that home stretch, and it's rough. Um, so I'm curious, what health benefits do you find in meltdowns?
I don't really see any health benefits to them. It's more of like a physical and emotional release for me.
Okay.
Um, I kind of reach a point of saturation in terms of anxiety, and once that saturation reaches a certain point of oversaturation, think my emotions spill out into maybe verbal actions or physical actions that would be seen as erratic, vulgar, violent. And once I am through with that release, I'm normally quite exhausted and can't function for um, like a specific amount of time, probably an hour or two.
Hmm.
And then I resort and then level out back to a normal state of mind, normal energy levels. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. For me, it's a little different, but very similar. I have this like ball of energy inside me. Um,
Sorry, I'm at a
okay,
friend's house.
oh good. And yeah, I got this ball of energy, and I get a lot of good energy, and I get a lot of bad energy. And when that ball gets big enough of either good or bad energy, I don't know what to do with it. And so I kind of just have to hold on to it until it gets too big. And at that point, I just burst. But it tends to happen more with the negative energy because, I mean, the positive energy, I can obviously keep that in. Um, well, I mean, I can't, but like I do all that sort of stemming and all that when I'm feeling good. But when I'm feeling bad, I just have to get all that bad energy out, and that's really the only way I know how to do that. Would you say that's a relatively similar experience?
Relatively similar, yes. I find that there are different issues I find with dealing with stress, but the best way I deal with it is to not find a release in any kind of physical aspect. If
Yeah.
I find a healthy release that's slow, like going for a walk, that tends to be
Mhm.
better for me.
Right. Absolutely, yeah. What is your strategy when you feel a meltdown maybe coming on, but you're not in a place where you can exercise that appropriately, basically, like where you can let that go appropriately?
I normally punch the bag. I just like I don't know how to answer that, but I guess the best thing I can do is if I can't get out of the situation, I normally just use the punching bag,
Mm-hmm.
so on and so forth. So yeah,
All right. Um, so final question here: what advice would you bring to people who are having trouble like controlling this and like controlling these emotions? Because
find
I
other
know that can be very
strategies.
difficult. Like for me, it took years to control.
So find other strategies to release your anxiety, like that don't involve harming others or people's,
Right.
or people's things, because that's something that I have struggled with personally before. Um, so you want to find other strategies that don't harm others verbally or physically. The best thing you can do is go for, like I said earlier, go for a walk. Maybe listen to some music that makes you happy. Watch a funny video. Um, you know, stuff like that. Exercise, weight lift. Do something that doesn't exacerbate those negative emotions.
Okay. Yeah.
Oftentimes,
Yeah.
exacerbating them will make you want to get that release again and again.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That does. Would you mind going into the science a little more if you can? Because I find that very interesting.
Well, the thing is if you repeatedly engage in if you repeatedly engage in like any kind of action, it becomes a habit, right?
Right. Mhm.
So if you make a habit, if you repeatedly blow up at something that doesn't when things don't work out, that's going to be your natural instinctive reaction to any kind of negative situation.
Right. Yeah.
So like if you make that your default, so to speak, like we all have a default to something, and you make a default by constantly practicing it.
Okay.
The best thing you can do is to avoid practicing behaviors that lead to a negative default response
Hmm.
in a negative situation.
I see. So you're saying they should work as hard as they can to come up with positive solutions and practice them, even if they don't like them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds good to me.
Sorry
Bit
about
of
the
a.
background noise for this video.
It's all
Like I
good.
said, I'm at a friend's
Yeah.
house.
We both kind of did an impromptu live. Well, not impromptu, but it was a rush Thursday live setup. So
But I'm glad I was able to be somewhat informative for this tonight, Alex, and thank you for
absolutely.
having me on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I hope a lot of people are able to see this because we covered some very important strategies.
And we can cover them again in more detail later if you'd like.
Yeah, I would love that. Maybe another in-person interview. Who knows?
For sure.
All right, Peter Vision. Thank you. See you next time, man.
See you next time.